Hello everybody, and this is a quick tutorial that will teach you how to use the texture paint function in Blender version 2.75. And I wanted to make this video to teach you guys a fairly easy way of texturing. There's another way of texturing using the UV texture map editor, but I also really like this way because it can paint your textures onto your object very neatly. And it will show you this cool texture map as a result. So to get started, you need to go to the texture paint, and of course over here it says missing data and missing UVs, and that means you'll want to add simple UVs, and that basically means that it did a unwrap of your object. And then you can add a diffuse color. It's okay if it is like this, because this is going to be our, well, actually let's make this transparent. This is the A means the alpha, the transparency. So it was at 1, but we're dragging it all the way to 0, which means when you'll be saving this image, it will have no colors on it. It'll just be clear, and your real textures will show up later. And name, let's call this base. And it shows up. You don't see anything right now, but it is there. And this would be our base. Let's rename that to base so we don't, so there's no confusion. And I could actually paint on this right now. You see I'm painting on it, but I want a separate image for the actual texture. So we'll save this as just an empty transparent layer. And we can create another make sure it's all the way at 0. Yep. And then we can call this one paint. And this one is paint. We're going to rename that just so there's no confusion. And if I were to paint, it shows up on the paint layer. And I'm going to show you where you can find these layers. They're over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to save these so that you can use them later. And go back to 3D view to get out of that. And then now you can start painting. Now we get to do this is the fun part, painting. I think I'll give this is a toolbox, and I think I'll give it a kind of a rusty rusty orange. Another cool tool that you can use if you're just like doing a bucket fill is this one. Yeah, it did a very thin layer, but it gets it adds. It's on the I have it on the mix function. I think that's good enough. And then I can do I can do some silvery colors here. And you see right here, it's a little bit messy, but that is okay because you can use the cologne paintbrush, and to use that you click the control button, you hold that, then you left click on a spot like this, and then you then left click over the parts that you want to paint out. Or paint over. It's starting to shape up. Alright. Right now I'm just painting the inside of the drawer. It's got some shadow in there. And this tool shed, I'm gonna put a little bit of rust on it, so it's not supposed to look it's not supposed to be too shiny. I want it to be a little bit rusty. Oh, and another tip, if you want your lines to be um, smoother. You can turn on a smooth stroke, and essentially what it will do is it will have a guiding line, computer generated guiding line, which will help you draw a smoother line. Here's here we have kind of the outline for the inside of the drawer. Alright. But I wouldn't mind having a more silvery texture for this drawer. Ooh, that's good. Now it's starting to look more like a drawer. All right. We're almost okay. We're almost done. And if you want, you can paint on some details. But I'm going to leave it off here, and I may do a part 2 to this tutorial. But there is one more thing you can do, and that is you can save your image and make sure that is saved before you close your blend file, because if you don't save it before you close your Blender file, you will not see those textures next time you open your project. So remember to save your image through the UV image editor before you close. And that's all for now, guys. I may do a part 2 of this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys later.